Good morning, family. Happy Sunday supper video time. I have got two dogs that have got some, it's called chronic rhinitis. So that's kind of why I've been a little bit occupado and trying to get them. Let me turn this TV down. Trying to get them feeling better. So they're on azithromycin right now, and I have had to been cleaning a lot of stuff, but that comes with their age, according to the vet. But I'll do whatever it takes to get them better because they are my babies. So they have little runny noses and they're sneezing their little heads off and they're just miserable. So we really don't feel the best. So we're a little bit grumpy. Oh, babies. I know. See, their eyes are all weepy. Mama's got to clean their face off. Yeah. There's Pep. That baby. I know. You're sliding down. I mean, they're still a little spunky, but their little eyes are weepy, and it just happens as they get older that their allergies and stuff bother them really bad, and this is what happens. But they're still my babies, and I still love them. Yes, I do. But I did do a little decorating for fall, so there's the coffee bar, and I got a little there pumpkin. And then this is here like on my little hutch. I gotta move those wax scents, but I thought that was so cute like that. The little pumpkins in the truck. And then I just put these little fall pumpkin stems here and the little pumpkin behind it and the hello fall, grateful, and fresh pumpkin pie, and there's a little touch there. You know, just something little. Nothing overdone, because that just takes a while, takes away from it. Now here's the table. My sweet friend Hyla sent me those, I believe last year, these placemats. So you've got this side and then you've got, if you want, the fall leaves. But I love the colors in this one as well. So this is kind of just what I did for the tablescape, if you want to call it that. Don't mind the mountain of towels and stuff I've got to fold right there. But on this thing, I just have this on here, which I got from Hobby Lobby. And then right here is what I did for the middle one. I just, put a little things. This is a battery powered candle, so it kind of flickers. I've got it on a timer. And I've got my cactus right there. And now here is the stove. Just simple. But I got the gather sun. I got my little cotton stalks right there. And then I put this, there's always something to be thankful for, and a little pumpkin. And then we'll come over here, and then I did my little corner shelf, which I gotta turn my wax burner on, but that is just what I did for that corner. And then over here, pretty simple. I just did my little scarecrow, my little M, my wax burner, and then I kept it even more simple right there. But that is all I did for the kitchen. So not too shabby. Got a little bit of decor. I'll take you into the living room and show you what I did in here as well. Not too much, just a few little touches here and there. So right here at the bottom of my stairs, I just kind of wanted to make it cozy. I put a little wooden pumpkin there. And then moving on to the entertainment center, I've just got my little scarecrows and my leaves. I am going to add some lights in there too, just to kind of pull it together. And then I just put some pumpkins right here. And then over here on the other little table beside the couch, I've just got Gather Together and some fall, like flower picks in this little basket with some pine cones. And then right here, I just did a little centerpiece on my little table. I've got a little fall truck right there. And I got me a woodwick candle. It's just something about a woodwick candle. I absolutely love them. But that was all I did for fall this year as far as decorating goes. Still don't have no clue of what I'm making for supper, but I do have a grocery delivery order coming, so I'll just throw in a grocery haul into this Sunday supper video to give y'all a little bit of an extra video within a video. But anywho, whenever that comes in here, y'all will be seeing that as well. So y'all will have to let me know down below what your favorite season is. I mean, I love fall, don't get me wrong. It's the best of both worlds because you don't have to have air conditioner, you don't have to have heat. Summer I love just because, you know, you can get out and do more stuff and everything. There's all kinds of stuff to do. Winter is not my favorite. I'd have to say that. But if you like winter, no harm, no foul, no nothing. It's just not my cup of tea. So let me know down in the comments below if what your favorite season is. Now, don't get me wrong. When the boys were little, I absolutely loved winter. So maybe when I have some grandbabies, it'll be the same way. So we'll see. But let me know what your favorite season is and what's your favorite thing to do during that season. I think why I like spring and summer is because of gardens and canning and all that fun stuff. And then I love fall just because it's peaceful and you have all the pretty colors. So it's appealing that way too. But
I can see you far and wide across the ocean, above the clouds. In your presence I am free. I hear your whisper through the wind. Here right now, there's no place that I would rather be. So let this moment last. I've searched myself, I've tried to figure out who I am, and you were always there to lift me up. 'Cause no one else can make me love like you. You give me strength, Lord, I finally know where I belong. I can feel you in the sunlight and through the cold nights when I close my eyes.
so it's a few hours later now. I got Mason hanging out in here with me. Pepper is in the living room sleeping, but the groceries just got delivered, so I figured I would go ahead and put this into the Sunday supper. If I have to get groceries on a Sunday, this is probably how I'm going to start putting my grocery haul. So if you are one of my grocery haul fanatics that just love grocery hauls, make sure you come back and watch my Sunday suppers, and it'll be in the title of the video. That way you don't miss it. But let's see what we got. All right, so back here, I got 2 of the lactose-free whole milks. We have found that this works better for us. It is a little bit more expensive, but it's not as much as the Lactaid brand since it's the Great Value, and it's just as good. Then I got 2 things of the sweet cream, the salted sweet cream butter. I've got 2 things of coffee creamer. This is the brown butter chocolate chip cookie. It's my favorite. I wish they made a 0 sugar version of this, but they don't. So I just limit how much I put in my coffee, but I still get the flavor of it. I got 1 2-pack of the cream cheese. I got a thing of heavy whipping cream. This is 1 quart of the heavy cream. Y'all know this is a staple I love to keep on hand. Then I got 2 things of the sour cream. I like to keep this on hand as well. I use a lot of recipes that call for sour cream and cream cheese. So these 3 things are a must to keep on hand in my house. Then I got some lightly dried cilantro. I needed some queso fresco for a recipe of a video that I'm working on. Then this is just the oven roasted turkey breast. I got 1.5 pounds of it. I got 2 things of the frozen whipped topping, 2 things of Breyer's vanilla ice cream. I need to get this stuff put up because they're still frozen, so give me just a second. All right, so I got that put up. And then I got 2 things of the golden white corn. That's for a recipe that's coming up as well. I'll just throw that in the freezer when we're done. I got 2 blocks of the Colby Jack cheese and 2 blocks of the sharp cheddar. I love grating my own cheese. I got 2 1/4 pound of the 80/20 ground beef. This is going to be for recipes. Actually, it's going to be for tonight's supper because I didn't thaw out any beef. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this. But we're going to have meatloaf and mashed potatoes and gravy and some um, sauteed zucchini and squash. Then I got 2 packs of these boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's also for a recipe coming up. And then I needed some more bacon, so I got 2 of the 12-ounce packages of the hickory smoked bacon. Back here, I got a little flavors of fall. I got some pumpkin spice applesauce. This is just applesauce with pumpkin puree in there. It looks really good. So I got 2 of those. I got some magic shell chocolate fudge to put on that vanilla ice cream. So good, y'all. I love the crunchy of this. It just adds something to it. Then I needed some more tahini. I love this stuff, so I got some of that. It's also for a recipe, if you can tell. We're going to be making a Mexican street corn chicken casserole. That's one of them. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. And then we're going to do like $1,000,000 chicken casserole. And I don't know what all else we're going to be doing, but it's going to be good. Then we got 2 packages of a brown gravy mix. I like to keep those on hand. I got 1 thing of Duke's mayonnaise. Um, best mayonnaise next to Blue Plate. It's, you got to have it. Then we got some salsa verde also for another casserole recipe that's coming up. About the only size jar I can find of the mild anyways. So I got some of that. Coffee for the week. I got one of the Black Rifle Coffee Company's Spirit of 76. It's a medium blend, but it is so good. And all of this goes to veterans. So I don't mind paying the extra money for this because it does go to our vets. And God bless them all. We need to support them more. So I do not mind paying the extra for it, but I got one of those. I got 2 packages of the 20-pack of the Great Value fruit and cream oatmeal for easy breakfast for my husband and kids when they are going off to work. I got 1 loaf of bread, just the sliced white bread. I got 1 bag of the all-purpose unbleached flour. That's what I make my sourdough and all my other breads with. And I got 1 bag of granulated sugar because I only just used my last one and I'm running kind of low with it. Next, we got 2 of the rotisserie chickens. I needed them for some of the recipes that's coming up, but y'all know that if you buy the rotisserie chickens, it's already been shredded, how expensive these are. These are $5 versus the little thing, the little container that's already shredded for you is like 10. So I don't mind taking the chicken off the bone at all. So I got 2 of those to keep for the recipes. Non-food, I got 2 of the Mainstays pumpkin spice candles. If I can get it to focus, it's not going to focus, but it is pumpkin, nutmeg, and cinnamon. So good. Then I got me some volume shampoo by the Monday Company, and then I also got me some conditioner. It just smooths out my hair. Look at that. Look at that mater, y'all. Does that not look good? That's one of my last big garden tomatoes, and I'm like savoring it. I got 2 bunches of bananas, and I got a big bag of Vidalia sweet onions, 2 zucchinis, 2 squash, 2 limes for recipes. I got 2 heads of broccoli, got a bag of cilantro as well for the recipes, a big old 8-pound bag of the jumbo potatoes. Still got some potatoes here, onions, banana peppers, and sweet potatoes. These come from my garden. This was not. And then I got a thing of sliced mushrooms because with our meatloaf tonight, I'm going to saute up some onions and mushrooms to have with it. Last but not least, we've got our soda for the week. I got a zero sugar ginger ale, the Canada Dry, Canada Dry. I got a 12-pack of the Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream of the zero sugar, another Barks zero sugar root beer, my absolute favorite. I got 2 of these, but one of those is going to work with me, so I could have one for lunches and stuff. And then my son already got him one of these A&W zero sugar root beers, but that's the drinks that we got for this week. And all of these were like $5 or $5.88 a 12-pack at Walmart with my Walmart Plus. So, yeah, good deals on them. especially these. These were exactly $5 a 12 pack. And y'all know soda be expensive, very expensive. I will not buy it if it is not on sale because I'm not paying that price for it. I refuse. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this put up and then probably have some lunch and then we'll go ahead and get supper started. All right, y'all. I want to know how many people have a drawer in their kitchen that you can organize a gazillion times and somehow ends up looking like this. As you can see, I have attempted to organize it, and then everybody comes in here and gets whatever they want, and it ends up a hot mess express like this. So we're going to go ahead and get all of that organized and see what we want to keep and what we don't. And then we got to get the meatloaf mixed up. So just like, I think that looks much better in my opinion. Of course, those things keep going wonky, but you have to do that, otherwise it flips up too much. But I think that looks a lot better. So it is now 4:15. I've got to get the dogs fed, so I got their food out right here, which I make. They still get a little bit of a dry kibble into it, but not much. They usually just get the mama food, as I call it. But we'll go ahead and get them fed, and then I've got everything out for the meatloaf. We need to get that put together as well. All right, so we've got this stuff out for the meatloaf. I've just got some beef bouillon, some Kinder's cowboy butter, the 2¼ pound. Might as well just say, let's just say 2 pounds of burger. I've got 2 eggs, one of these seasoning mixes for the meatloaf. I don't. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't, but I mean it does make it good. I got some A1 steak sauce, some tomato sauce, or you could use ketchup, but I'm just throwing the tomato sauce in there this time. Some Worcestershire sauce, however you say it. Worcestershire, the W sauce, and a sleeve of saltine crackers that I'm going to crush up. Okay, so we're just going to start by putting that burger in there. Now, put our seasonings. This, I need to just do this way. So probably about a teaspoon of that cowboy butter and about a teaspoon of the beef bouillon. And then we're going to put this entire packet of this seasoning mix, which has just got onion, salt, spices, parsley, garlic, just stuff like that. Mainly onion. If I had a beefy onion packet, I would put that in there, but I don't have that right now. And then we're going to put in some Worcestershire sauce. Take that out. 1, 2, that. And about 1, 2 teaspoons of A1 sauce. And then we're going to put this entire thing of tomato sauce in here. So in goes that. Now we're going to crush up this whole sleeve of crackers. And it's going to get loud, but I just crush them inside. And now we're just going to add those on in. And then we're going to crack 2 eggs in here. But since these are fresh eggs, I'm going to crack them into this little bowl. Just to make sure. That was a little teeny ninety one. Teeny, tiny. Put those in there. Clean up our mess. Let me wipe this off a little bit. And we're going to use our hands because that's the best thing you can use. Just got to take off my rings. Hopefully I can get them off. Let me wash my hands again. Okay, we're just going to start by mixing that up. If you don't like to touch meat with your hands, put gloves on. But we just Southern cook here. So I'm just mixing it on up. It's going to be perfectly fine. But you do you with your family. My husband's in there working on a project, so you'll probably hear some stuff in the background, but waiting on Josh to get home from his girlfriend's, and Leo is upstairs. Okay, so that is good and mixed up. You don't want to over mix it because then it'll dry out. So let's go ahead and get us a pan, but we're going to wash these hands first. And all this. Then we got to throw the trash away. I like having this little microphone. Y'all let me know down below if y'all like it better. If everything sounds better. So if so, I'll just keep using it. Take all this stuff, go throw it away. Hey, Pep. Get me some paper towels and dry my hands off. Okay. You want to say hi, Pep? Say hello. Say hello. So I just finished eating my supper. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let me get y'all cozied back up here. Got us a baking dish out. And spray it with just a little bit of spray. Won't take much because we'll have some in this. So just go ahead and scoop all this up. Put that on in here, and then we'll form it in here. This is probably the boring part, isn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and get this shaped. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. We've got that shaped. Go ahead and wipe those where I touched it. Oops. Sorry. Y'all went for a ride, didn't you? Let's scooch back over here. You never know what will happen on here. We're going to go ahead and put this in a 350 degree oven for about 45 minutes. Because this one is pretty thick, so you could probably do 35 to 45. You just want to make sure you get to an internal temperature. That way it is completely done. So as long as it's to an internal temperature of 160 degrees, you're good to go. Now, I do not put no sauce on mine. I know that's probably weird, but we all like all kinds of different stuff. And I'm going to do mushrooms and onions with gravy on mine. So one more reason of why I don't do that. So I'm going to get some of these taters here. Get these peeled and washed. I need to do something with these banana peppers too. That way I can make some mashed potatoes with these. I don't know why Alexa's over there talking to me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wash and peel these, and then we'll get those put in a pot of water so we can make us some mashed taters. But I'm going to clean up this other mess where I put the meatloaf together and put everything away. Well, I think Pepper wants to go outside. I just started the timer for the meatloaf, and like I said, we're going to cut up those potatoes in a minute. But I got to take my puppers outside, so that's what I'm going to do right now.
I am walking, oh Lord, beneath the starlight, a love so pure. Here, right now, there's no place that I would rather be. So let this moment last.
So I had to go and rob one of my other potatoes because a lot of those had some bad spots in them. So I went and got one of those jumbo ones to kind of fill in the space. So I've got my pot filling with some water. We're just going to go ahead and slice these on up and get those in there to boiling. And then we'll get the squash and zucchini out and get those starting too. Now I know I've said this before, but we kind of like our potatoes to be rustic. And I usually just do some butter, cream cheese, and a little heavy whipping cream if it needs be. You can also put sour cream in them as well, but typically when I do it, I just use the butter and the cream cheese and some milk or heavy cream. And then, of course, you got to have the salt and pepper and whatever other seasonings you may like in yours, but definitely got to have the salt and pepper. It's a must. And I like making a lot of taters because, you know, you can have leftovers. You can make tater cakes. And a lot of things you can do with them, that's for sure. I got some salmon in there in a can. I could probably do salmon patties if we had any leftovers. And do potato cakes and salmon patties. But that might be another Sunday supper. Salmon cakes, beans, tater cakes. Ain't really no vegetables in there. But that's alright. Now with my taters, I'm going to put beef bouillon in the water since we're having meatloaf. Let me clean up my board here. Put that in the sink. Just to give it some flavor. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. It's a little breezy outside. But we're just going to add in some beef bouillon. And y'all know I'm going to add in some salt. Now these salt shakers come from Tractor Supply. I don't know if they'll still have them. If they do, I will try to link them below, or if I can find something similar. That way y'all can get you all some if you want. But we're just going to give this a stir and let these come up to a boil and until they're tender, and then we'll be ready to mash those. All right, so we've got all the chicken off the bones. I've got the bones and stuff and skin left in here. I'm going to put that in the freezer to make chicken bone broth. And then we got 2 pounds of chicken off the bone right there. I'm going to go ahead and put those in the freezer until we need to make them for the recipes. So we have the meatloaf in the oven. We've got the taters going. And now we're going to go ahead and get the squash and zucchini peeled and get them on the baking tray. And we'll pop those in the oven for the remainder of the time. And then get those cooking. And then we've got to saute the onions and the mushrooms and make the gravy. And supper's when we're done. So it's really not that hard. So we have our vegetables here now. I'm going to put a little bit of avocado oil on those. And we're going to put some seasoning on them. And then get those in the oven. We're going to use 3 different Kinders. Y'all should have known better, huh? We're going to use the buttery garlic and herb. Of course, the cowboy butter. And the lemon butter garlic. What y'all doing over there, puppies? So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle that all over the vegetables. A good amount. Same for the cowboy butter. And then we'll go through and kind of mix these up. And then get them right into the oven and get those roasting. So we'll just give them a toss. And I know some will probably want to jump out and get away. But just put it right back up in there so it makes it taste better. So we'll try to get them all in a even layer as best as you can. They're going to be stirred anyway, so it'll be alright if you don't get them in there good. Okay, let me wash this stuff off my hands. Dry off. And we'll pop these right into the oven. So my phone is getting ready to die. I gotta go plug it up. But the only thing I have left to do is just to saute those onions and mushrooms. And all I do is put them in a little bit of butter and let those cook on down. And it's just that easy. There's nothing specific to it, so you really won't be missing anything. And I just gotta make up that brown gravy mix. So easy peasy lemon squeezy there. But I gotta go get this charging so y'all can see the end of the results, like the end plate. Okay, so those mushrooms and onions are almost done. I'm gonna go ahead and drain some of that potato water right in there. Don't panic. That's how I'm gonna make my gravy, and with the onions and the mushrooms. So it'll be like an onion mushroom gravy. And then I'm gonna throw these potatoes back here. I gotta get some butter and some sour cream, or butter and um, cream cheese. But now there's plenty of liquid in there, so I'm gonna get a packet of brown gravy and make that up. All right, so I took a packet of the brown gravy mix and dumped in 1 cup of cold water into that. And we're just gonna stir this together and let that get thick. And it'll happen pretty quick. You can already see it. It's going to make a really great gravy with all those flavors in there, and you still have some flavors from the potato water, so that extra starch in there is also going to help that as well. And we're just going to let this sit here and get happy and thicken up, and dinner's going to be done as soon as I get those mashed. It's going to be good, y'all. All right, y'all. Making sure that's on. All right, y'all. So supper is almost ready. We're going to sit down and have us a nice family Sunday supper and enjoy it. Just take some time and spend with family, because it is precious time that slips away from us. So from my heart to yours, until next time, if you need prayers, let me know down below in the comments, and I'd be honored to pray for you all. God bless. Bye.
I've searched myself, I've tried to figure out